Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda. All right, good evening, folks. How you going? Firstly, well done to Mel. It looks like she's got the Facebook pages back up somehow or other. I got no idea. Me, guys, I got nothing. All right, just nothing on Facebook. I can't get Messenger. So
we can't find you.
Yeah, you can't even find me. So there's no use sending Facebook clips to me anymore. All right, get them to Kaz or Mel. All right, there's anything that comes through Facebook, I'm just gone on. All right, so I'm over on TikTok and Twitter and have a look over there, guys. Maybe we're on Instagram anyway, but I don't use that very much because there's a reason I don't do that. But anyway, we'll just keep going. So you can share it out, guys. Help us share it out. But yeah, at least we're back up on some channels tonight. That's great. Again, well done, Mel. Okay, so let's go through a couple of things that are going on. What a week. What a week, guys, eh? And to top it off, a couple of fishermen, right, fined more than $9,000 after their backpacks were spotted from a helicopter. So they decided to have backpacks, guys, right? And like just, incredible. Like the control is coming down. We've also got the and look, I know there might be a few problems with early age drinking, guys, and 18, 21. Yeah, are you radical? Yeah, we were, you know what I mean, in our day. But it's just more control. They now want to stop these kids, unless they're at a restaurant, from 18 to 21-year-olds getting alcohol after 9:30 at night. Now, maybe in some areas that could be a common sense thing, but again, guys, it's more control. That's all it is, right? They just reap it in the control. And, and as I say, has some merit, in people's thoughts to, so that's how they get away with it, guys. And then they make it come down on everyone. Okay, the US reaction to the Palestine move. Well, we'll watch that over the weekend, guys, because there's a lot of bullshit out there. There's supposed to be Trump on Truth Social. And if they were true, if Trump had put them out, my headline tonight would have been, "Hey, Magoo, you've done it again. Hey, Albo, you've done it again." Not only did you know, the Hamas terrorists actually, you know, have you as a pin-up boy now. But yeah, you know, you got Trump calling you a wanker, but we don't think that's right at the moment, guys. I think it's just a bit of satire out there. And then primary school children hospitalised in Aussie state with deadly flu as case numbers climb. Guys, more just trying to scare everyone. I don't believe the flu things are going up. We're coming out of winter now. Like, you know, anyway, there's a lot of recourse, and we know what it's from, guys. It's not a flu, okay? It's the leftovers of that bio weapon in people's bodies. And, you know, obviously people are still getting it a little bit. But then we've got Terry White I saw out there, you know what I mean? Like, you know, still advertising this friggin' deadly shot, mate. It's just unbelievable. Come in whenever you're right, Cazza.
Well, actually, on that.
Yeah,
no, but actually on that, look, somebody sent me this a couple of weeks back, and I'm just so busy. I just miss things. Yeah. Anyway, but apparently the TGA have sent out letters to all doctors telling them that it is no longer recommended to give kids under the age of 8 years old the COVID jab. And if you ring in and try to book your under 8-year-old to the doctors, they won't say anything. So if they jab the kid, then they're doing it without informed consent. So
I thought it was under 18. Anyway, under 8, there must be something else come out. Okay.
Yeah, so they are. Yeah, so there's that, and yeah. But anyway, you know, look, that's and these people actually tested it out, and tried it.
Okay, right. I got a couple of bikes coming past at the moment, guys. You know, they know it's 7 o'clock, so anyway, we'll let them get by.
Look, we missed this one, but there was a rally the other day with regards to the guns.
Rally at Parliament House in Western Australia for the shooters party. It was a good turnout. Now they're going to a vote. Hopefully it's in favour of the shooters party. We need to start looking after our backyard people. We can't keep relying on the same people to turn up to these events and fight for our freedoms while the rest of us sit back and do nothing. So we do need to start coming together more as a community rather than individuals and individual groups. Because once upon a time, this country was built on community, and somewhere along the line, we're losing that. So let's regroup, Australia, and start supporting each other.
All right, now there's actually some mainstream media coverage of it, which actually looks like a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, it was. I saw a couple of bits on it. Yeah, it was a good crowd there, Caz. There was a lot of people there, mate. Yeah. They're restricting it, you know, they're making it really hard for people to get gun licenses, and they're really making it difficult. Part of their plan, guys. Keep pushing, people. Keep pushing. The more we do, the better we are. So
exactly.
Now let's quickly talk about what are we going to go into. Okay, go for it. No, go for it.
No, this will make you really happy. I kept this one as a little surprise for Dave. So we covered how Gareth Ward, basically he was in trouble. However, the Illawarra Mercury asked me, this is by John Adams, to go on the record regarding the Liberal Club. So the Wollongong Liberal Club action against Gareth Ward. Here's my quote. So what they did was they expelled him. He's no longer part of the Liberal Club in Wollongong.
Yep.
And Adams has gone on to say, as a former member of the University of Wollongong Liberal Club, I am pleased that the club has taken decisive action to dismantle the evil legacy of a convicted rapist. As someone who has known Gareth Ward for over 20 years, the man never stood for any high principles. Rather, he was only ever obsessed with himself and his lust for power. He has been a cancer on the body politic of New South Wales for too long and protected by a corrupt network of enablers. While I rejoice that in the demise of Gareth Ward, there is much more work to do to free the people of New South Wales from the entrenched political corruption engulfing our state. What a statement.
Yep.
Let's get some more of them statements.
Adams. Wollongong boy, John Adams, yeah.
He is. All right. And then we got this story out of Wonka, which is really distressing. But anyway.
Yeah.
Designs and lest we forget emblazoned on the front was designed as a way to honour service personnel, but it's been banned, a decision that's left many bowlers wondering why.
We were told not to wear the shirts, and then if we presented to pay green fees, they'd be refused, so therefore you cannot bowl.
The Lest We Forget shirt was pitched as one of the options for the bowling club's official uniform, but the phrase is trademarked by the Returned End Services League of Australia. As a result, the Wagga RSL club raised legal concerns about using it for the uniform, but Mr Ashford says there should be more awareness surrounding trademarking issues.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, your own hometown, mate. There you go, eh? It's happening everywhere, Caz. It's in your backyard, mate.
Yeah. I might have to grab my.
Hey, get over and vote, guys. Project Matilda, get over.
TV.
Matilda TV. Sorry, get over and vote on whether you'd like to hear an outro from Guru or an outro from Caz. We got a little competition going. Side bets on the background. It's all good.
All right, now just to show you how crazy our country is becoming. So this is Kira Lee Smith, and she has just lost an appeal against a 2-year court order for violence. Her crime was posting a photo of a trans woman that was already available publicly and asking why are males playing in female soccer teams.
Unreal.
That's been going on for years.
In Australia. So is the FFA
not.
not cleaned that up? I thought that had been clean. Well, maybe that's one district, and maybe it's just New South Wales that's cleaned up, because I know that team in Sydney, I think they're out of the comp now. People just wouldn't play against them. The one that Ben Fordham, which we'll go into in a minute, guys. But yeah, Ben Fordham was had him on. But anyway, good to see Ben Fordham catching up with the times, isn't it? 2 years ago, I nearly got put in jail for trying to educate him, and here we are. He's actually, well, he paints our picture when he needs to, guys. So I think there's a lot in this. So we'll knock a couple of clips out here, and we'll talk about that, and then we'll go into the rest of the news.
Well, we're just going to follow on with Kira Lee, and this is Two Worlds Collide. He's weighed into the trans kids.
Transgender kids are 15 times more likely to kill themselves. So whether it's across our schooling system or across our health system.
Okay then, Jacinta Allen, if trans kids are 15 times more likely to commit suicide, as you've just claimed, what you're really saying is this: if we didn't push kids to be trans, they'd be 15 times less likely to commit suicide. Isn't that just common sense? If those stats are true, wouldn't we be protecting kids and their lives by keeping adult ideology out of classrooms? If we change the woke schooling system, no teaching kids that there's 52 genders, no telling them that they're born in the wrong body, just teaching them that there are 2 genders and that they're fine exactly the way they are. Right? If we did those things, wouldn't we see that stat 15 times more likely disappear overnight? Because here's the thing. If we keep adult issues out of their heads and just let them grow up as kids, that number goes away. So why is the very system creating the problem it claims it wants to solve? Because if your own numbers show that pushing this ideology onto kids makes them 15 times more likely to take their own lives, then that's not care. It's cruelty dressed up as compassion. Real care protects kids from harm. Real care lets kids be kids. And real care doesn't sacrifice their mental health over political points. What's your thoughts?
Now, on that, I've actually just pulled up the stats, and because I thought it was actually about 50%. And if you have a look at this, it's actually not. It's actually a lot. Oh, where's Dave gone? Anyone see Dave? Oh, okay. Didn't realise that he'd gone. All right. So if you look at here, so this down here is a table. What you can see here is that, after you can actually see the statistics here. You've got 50% there, 51%, 48%, 49%. It's actually a lot higher. So it's than that. So I think that they're actually playing with a lot of the figures. So, and I still don't know where Dave is. If anyone sees Dave, could that please send him my way? Not only that, Mel's gone as well. Okay, I'm fine, Solo. All good. It doesn't matter. And it looks like he's just sent me a message, but that's all right. So what we'll do is this is the NAB bank as well. We've had a lot of information about the banks, but anyway.
Tonight, NAB Bank and a subsidiary have been fined $15.5 million for failing to respond to customers who were in financial hardship. The fine was handed down by the federal court, which found that between 2018 and 2023, the bank did not respond to 345 hardship applications within the mandated 21-day timeframe. The applications came from home loan, credit card and personal loan customers. Financial regulator ASIC said these failures likely made an already challenging time in people's lives far worse and said it should be a warning to the other banks. NAB has apologised, admitting they let their customers down when they needed help. They've now created a dedicated hardship team. It comes just weeks after the Commonwealth Bank refused to refund $270 million in fees it incorrectly charged to low-income customers.
Look, I'm just sending a link to Dave because he needs it. So, yeah, but anyway, look, just give me a second here, guys. Sorry, I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, all good. We'll get back to it. All right, so we got lots happening. Like with regards to the banks, look, they're just not exactly very good, are they? But we've also got a lot of other things that are going on around the place. And that is fines. Like they have just upped the ante as far as fines go, just to it where it's kind of ridiculous. Now look at this situation. So the headline here is wild reason mum copped a $410 fine while in the passenger seat. Okay, she was pumping. So she was wearing a seatbelt. She was pumping breast milk because she'd been away from her baby for a couple of hours and she needed to pump. And so you can see here that she's wearing a seatbelt, but it's a bit lower under her boob. So she got copped with $410 fine. And just the psychological operations that are going on here is that even the headline, wild reason why. They make it seem like, oh, well, it's just the way it is and all of that sort of stuff, and there's nothing you can do about it. But in actual fact, it's like just the crazy amount of overreach in government at the moment it's just off the scale. You cannot do a thing without breaking the law, and that's the way it's meant to be. So they can arbitrarily enforce the law. And you can see that because of this. Now, check this story out in comparison.
Killer driver has been delayed over claims he can't practice his Indian religion in prison. Bhupinder Singh killed mother of two, Christine Sanford, in a high-speed crash at Windsor Gardens in March 2023. He claims he didn't stop to help her as she lay critically injured because his turban flew off, which is akin to being naked in public. Today, he was due to be sentenced, but his lawyer is arguing undue religious hardship should be considered. The matter's been adjourned until June 6th.
And as you can see, they just arbitrarily enforce what it is. It's just insane. And that's exactly the same with all of the attacks that are happening. We have laws. Okay, we have laws. We have too many laws as far as I'm concerned. So the objective is always to import people who will behave badly and then put, problem, reaction, solution, which is the Hegelian dialectic. And so then what they do is they legislate all of these laws, but then they don't enforce them where they should be enforcing them. So this is just basically what we're dealing with at the moment. And I'm still waiting on Dave to come in. But hey, what can I say? It's just a bit crazy, And look, this one is really kind of like difficult as well, But look, as we've explained, I'm not anti-immigration. We have a way of having really good immigration. You can make it really positive. So, for example, you can attract really good people if you have limited number or if you scrutinise. And say, for example, you've got you need nuclear physicists or something like that. You can have Australian citizenship, okay, for that. Okay, so then a rising tide raises everything. Okay, and this is exactly what we need, but instead this is not what we're having. We're importing the third world and we are becoming the third world because of it. And that is actually just not anything against immigration, nor any particular type of person, okay, or any particular people group, because it's just and that is also the thing is that we need to actually have those places available for refugees. we don't want to. I've helped refugees come into the country because there's a need for it. We need to have safe spaces for people who are being persecuted, but it's just out of control at the moment. And so, and that's where we're at as a country. And it's really quite unfortunate because it can be better. It could be a lot better. All right, now we've got this story here about this Perth GP. I'm going to play it now.
Found guilty of corrupting teenage girls for his own perverted pleasure. Douglas McCarthy paid his underage victims for sex and pornography, keeping a video library of his sick crimes.
As a doctor, he vowed to respect human life and practice with conscience and dignity. But outside work, Douglas McCarthy did anything but, corrupting the lives of 8 young girls, paying them for sex over 3 years, inviting them to his home for alcohol and massages before engaging in intimate acts. One of the girls telling the court he'd get them to say he was a good boy. The GP also kept a video library of his exploits, confronting pornographic clips a jury was forced to watch during a 4-week trial. Halfway through, the 63-year-old pleaded guilty to 4 charges relating to 2 of his victims, but he denied preying on the underage girls, claiming they insisted they were over 16. Today, he was found guilty of all 14 remaining charges, including child prostitution and paying some of the girls hush money to keep what happened secret. The jury deliberated for just under 7 hours before delivering the guilty verdicts. As they were read out, McCarthy closed his eyes and bowed his head. McCarthy will be sentenced next week.
What's crazy about this kind of stuff's been going on for a long time. It's been on the internet, people have been sharing stories, but what's incredible is that these people are now being exposed and they are being held to account. So it's interesting times. It's certainly interesting times for us here. All right, we got a story on Karen, which you're going to love, and so anyway, I see Franco's there. I don't know where Dave is. Franco, if I email you a link, do you want to jump in and we can, just in case Dave doesn't come back, is that okay? So, because I just don't know where he is at the moment. He was going to come in and then he's basically gone again. And so, anyway, look, actually what I'll do is I'll send it to you right now. Anyway, as we're playing this is Karen.
Frustration with this is clear and understandable. What happens when these bigger tech companies just don't answer some of these questions, aren't doing what they should? What are the consequences? What powers do you have here?
Well, we now have some new powers around codes and standards, and with the passage in November of the Social Media Minimum Age Bill means that codes and standards violations, I can fine these companies up to $49.5 million for violations. So we've just put together an enforcement task force and are looking at the platforms that we are going to target. But, this is not just, we'll end up playing a game of whack-a-mole. We're just one small country with a relatively small regulator. If you look at Ofcom, which is the UK sister regulator of ours, they just set up their Online Safety Act in 2023 and already have double the staff. So they've got about 500 people to our 250. So to take on not only this many powerful companies, but if you think of the, broader universe of websites and dating sites and gaming platforms and wily perpetrators, we really need a lot more global regulatory coherence and partnership to tackle this.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, indeed. All right, look, so we've got people on the way in to help me out here because I've got a bit going on and I've got nobody to basically fill the spaces on me. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw to the flyers because we've got heaps of stuff on this weekend and the coming weekends or the coming weeks. And then hopefully somebody will arrive to rescue me. And the Mondays at Maggie's crew is calling for tools down. It's time to stand together. A corrupt and tyrannical government is crushing industries, stripping freedoms and silencing voices. So join us every Monday at the Governor's House in Sydney at 11 a.m. And on Mondays, don't forget Mondays at Maggie's, the Frank and Charles podcast. They will be hitting the streets this week. Mondays at Maggie's. And the Wollongong FUCCP parade will start on Sunday, September 7th at 8 a.m, leaving Helensburgh, parading through Thirroul, Bulli, Port Kembla, Shell Harbour, Dapto and finish at Stewart Park, Wollongong. There will be a barbecue from 1 p.m. with guest speakers. And there is a public protest rally, Stop E-Karen, no to digital ID, no biometric facial scanning, 1 p.m. on Saturday the 13th of September, Piermont Bay Park. And on Saturday, August 23rd at 12 p.m. at the Hyde Park Fountain, there will be a march against chemtrails. And on Saturday, the 22nd of November, there is an Abolish Abortion Australia conference. This will be featuring T. Russell Hunter. And unleash your voice with Matilda TV. Matilda TV is a free speech haven, a platform committed to unfiltered expression with easy video uploading and seamless upload and share your videos. Matilda TV also has pinned comments and voting. So head over to Matilda TV. And there will be a Forest of the Fallen on Sunday from 10 to 1 p.m. at Terrigal Beach. And in Victoria, we have the following events. In Melbourne, gather at the Governor's every Saturday to end the tyranny. 10 a.m. every Saturday at the Governor Gates. And join the Justice of the People in Melbourne every Sunday at 4:30 p.m. for a remembrance at the Shrine of Remembrance. And the Freedom Unites Coast and Country Parades will now be held on September the 6th and 7th, which is a Saturday and Sunday. Jodie's inviting everyone to register their interest now. And a stand in the park, Albury Wodonga, are celebrating 5 years. So on Sunday, the 7th of September, they're hosting a barbecue. And there will be a Women Will Speak event on Saturday, the 16th of August at 11:30 a.m. at Parliament House Steps, Spring Street, Melbourne. Women's Voices Australia. And there will be a Turn Off Your Solar Panels event on Tuesday, the 20th of August. Turn them off or flick the switch for the day. Australia, it's time to fight back. And there will be a nationwide capital city protest. Australia, it's time to rise on the 31st of August 2025 at 12 p.m. The event locations will be released on the 15th of August. This is about protecting our culture, our heritage and our way of life and wanting to put an end to mass immigration. Put Australia first. No foreign flags allowed. The daily prayer space is held on X at 3 p.m. So whatever you're facing, come along and we can lift you up in prayer. Every day, 3 p.m. on X. Melissa 146233923. Oh, and for my next magic trick, I will make more people appear. Dave, you couldn't know.
I don't know. G'day, Frank. How you going? I don't know what's going on there, mate, but we can't even get a phone.
I can't even ring you.
Yeah, we've gone in on a burner. You all know what that is, guys. All right, so I have to have one of them. We're actually, it took us a bit, but we've actually got back in.
I can't even ring Caz.
Yeah, we can't even. Down. Yeah, so I'm saying we're getting blocked here somewhere. It's a bit fun and games, but anyway, have we done the Ben Fordham thing? Because that's what I want to cover, Caz.
No.
And Frank.
Well, actually, yeah, Franco can. Yeah, that's all right. So let's have a look at this. So let's play.
Anymore. Look out! They're under arrest. A law of their own.
It's like a quasi-civil war.
The only tools we have is psychological.
The citizens waging lawfare.
The sheriffs are the guardians of the law.
I can believe in the law, I have the access to the true law, and I avoid legal consequences I don't want.
Are you a sovereign citizen?
Hell no.
Governments aren't underestimating the threats of these movements. Four Corners, Monday.
Okay, so now that's number one. Let's have a listen to Ben Fordham today.
Ourselves and take this country back. Get your Aussie flags out. The promo for the protest said they would happen in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide and Perth. More details to come, they said. And ever since, there's been a guessing game playing out online about who, if anyone, is actually organising it. And some high-profile people like the Bush politician Bob Katter have encouraged people to turn up.
31st of August, march. And if there is a member of the mainstream parties there, throw eggs at them, please. Throw something at them. They have no right to march. They have sold our country out.
Now, Bobcat has since edited that video. He's removed the bit where he asks Aussies to throw eggs at politicians from the major parties. He says apparently some MPs are scared of eggs, and I reckon they're a bit expensive anyway. And August 31's become such a talking point online, it's led to arguments about who should and shouldn't turn up.
Sunday, the 31st of August, that march is about all Australians fighting for the Australianness. Do you understand? Which is you too.
Yeah, that's an Indigenous bloke online saying Indigenous people should be there too. But here's an early warning. The march across the Sydney Harbour Bridge was orchestrated by professional protesters who know how to organise a rally. The Australia First rally is an idea that was floated online, grew organically, and has no formal structure. So who's applying for the protest permits? Do they have any experience organising rallies? Who's going to be speaking? Who won't be speaking? All of these are unanswered questions. The unnamed organisers say they're working all of that out, and they say more details will be released today. Yes, today, August 15. And this morning, we can add another intriguing twist. A self-appointed spokeswoman has stepped forward.
So I've seen a lot of stuff online trying to derail this march on the 31st. Some absolutely crazy things that we are racist, not true. We are calling on all Australians to march.
The videos are professionally presented. It shows a young woman talking confidently to the camera, and she's outdoors in beautiful Aussie scenery.
Did burning our flag upset us? Oh, you bet it did. But again, we have all been speaking up on this well before that. Check my profile to see for yourself.
The self-appointed spokeswoman says there's more details coming today, and she says, check my profile. However, she's not even human. She's an AI creation. If they're serious about organising a peaceful protest in 2 weeks, they are going to need a human being to step forward. This has got a great potential to go pear-shaped, which is a shame for the peaceful people out there who want to rightfully express themselves about our record-breaking migration.
Dave, you've got no sound. This is ridiculous. You've got no sound at all. You've still got no sound. Oh, you got sound. Yes.
Yeah, we're on a different computer, different, like, yeah, guys, this is crazy. But anyway, what I want to say is the mainstream media have picked up on this, guys, all right? And they're now putting out a narrative. So what I'm going to tell you is this is how I've had people ring me from Brisbane and different places saying, should we go to our capital city? And this is what I think anyway. There's been a lot of emphasis on Melbourne, guys. All right, Melbourne's led it, with the cops attacking and all the violence down there and the neo-Nazis and everything else, okay? Sydney's just had the Palestine rally. Now, the Sydney rally, I believe Brisbane, not Melbourne, but Brisbane and the other capital cities will be quite fine. There'll be no trouble there. Why? Because the MSN needs, all right, the hit, and I think the hit will be at Sydney this time, right, to exaggerate the whole thing, all right, around the country. Oh, it was Melbourne, now they're in Sydney, and they'll blow it up, guys. This is what they do. So I think Sydney's going to be the one, and it doesn't matter, okay? Everyone have their cameras on if you're going, all right? Everyone film. I will be there. I've told you that. I'm going to have a GoPro, and I'm going to have my microphone, and I'm going to be there, okay? And I'm going to talk to people and do whatever I want to do, okay? Because that's what it's all about, right? A Freedom Day, get together. So if you're going to go to Sydney, I just would be prepared that we may have some action up there because the mainstream is going to need a shot of some bullshit to plaster us, and they're already seeding the narrative, guys. All right? Now, that doesn't mean don't go. That means be aware, you know what I mean, of your surroundings, and let's all be together. Okay, I hate to meet all the Stop the Rock crew up there because, we got a few things we like to do on the day. All right, but what I'd like to say to you guys is be careful, read the environment. And what we're reading now is the mainstream media. That means the background is setting something up. And I will guarantee you it's going to be Sydney.
Probably the organisers should issue a statement that anyone who is seen to be causing violence or hijacking it in any way, or doing certain things, okay, we can imagine what they are, will be seen as viewed as agent provocateurs and will be immediately handed over to the police.
Simple. So anyway, that's my rundown on it, guys. What I can read so far from the team sheets out there. Okay, and as I've said, and I've said to someone else again today, I just think it was not handled the right way from the start. But we've already had that discussion. I'm not interested. You know what I mean? Let's just go and do what you want to do as an Aussie patriot. You do, go, Frank. Talk.
Yeah. Look, I did a call out today. I did just a mini live on my own, and I actually was talking about the 31st, right? Now, I've already, like yourself and like everybody else, have indicated that I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there in my presence, right? But I made it very, very clear that, come on, I mean, they're going to probably have those provocateurs there trying to set us up in some sort of trap. But you know what? We're too smart for them, well and truly. At the end of the day, they'll end up hanging themselves anyway, Dave, right? But I'll tell you what will be interesting. If the authorities that are going to be there act accordingly, right? Now, that's, for me, it's going to be a lot more interesting to see that, like if there is a provocateur, usually the police like to stand between it so everything just walks on smoothly, right? That'll be the interesting part to see who goes along with that, So, but I mean, as you said, Dave, I think at the end of the day, I think we've been around way too long now. We're too freaking street smart for this nonsense, right? So any dickheads out there, we'll just walk straight past them, basically.
And if the mainstream media does turn up, guys, I wasn't going to say this, but I am. Let's get the discussion going, and I'll say this. What the mainstream media hate is you walking up to them with a live stream going and question them on the narrative, guys. So if the mainstream media is there early getting set up, hey, you should probably light up your phone and go and ask them a few questions because they don't like it and they won't hang around.
No.
Yeah. That's it. All right. So look, we got this story very interesting out of South Australia. Again, it's always South Australia, isn't it? But why is it all coming to light now? Interesting.
With explosive claims of a boys' club culture operating within SAPOL ranks.
The ex-wife of a former detective jailed today over vile domestic violence offences says officers ignored her pleas for help to protect their own.
The years of unimaginable suffering can never be wiped away for Stella Magnasalis. But it's pain that will no longer be silenced.
How many of us will die before they listen?
Her ex-husband Matt Thompson walked into court this morning. You think you're going to jail today? And didn't walk out. The once decorated SA police officer was sentenced to 2 years jail with a non-parole period of 1 year for inflicting years of horrific abuse on his then wife.
What happened to me was not a mistake. It was abuse with an abuser. Protected by the very system that's meant to keep us safe.
Thompson admitted to dragging her by her hair, throwing her against a wall and to the floor, spitting on her and strangling her in front of their baby daughter. Stella says she tried many times to get help from police, but claims they protected him instead of her.
Serving officers were prioritised over the pursuit of the truth and my safety. The structure doesn't just fail victims, it enables abuse, like a cult.
Thompson begged the court for a home detention sentence, but today that bid was rejected. The judge acknowledged that Thompson too was a victim of abuse inside the family home at the hands of his father, describing it as a classic case of intergenerational domestic violence. SAPOL refused to confirm whether it will consider Stella's pleas for an external independent investigation into her claims. It says South Australia Police has robust internal investigation processes which are independently overseen by the Office of Public Integrity.
An internal investigation is required into the boys' club, breaking down walls of silence that officers hold to one other.
How on earth did this come into court? How did she? Because we've heard so many stories of people that can't get any justice whatsoever.
Well, they got to feed one every once in a while to keep our hopes up that something's going our way, but nothing's going our way in the courts, guys. It is totally sold out, man. Anyway, it's another story that.
Well, we saw that on Monday with Miley Trin, basically.
All right, who had? Well, actually, no. Let's go with this one. Who had Tin Man in the Clouds on their bingo card?
What is going on? Do you see that?
Hey, Mel.
All right, so we have a Tin Man in the Clouds.
I reckon a bit of blue beam there if you don't.
Could be. Sorry.
Could be.
Absolutely. Could be.
All right. So I didn't see much of that, but anyway, yeah, you guys can comment on it. Mel was doing something. We one computer up at the moment, guys.
Yeah, it was a Tin Man in the Clouds, Dave, but I'm assuming it was a bit of blue beam going on, brother.
Oh yeah, that'll all come into place then, the old blue beam, won't it? They're already got it out there. They're showing us, So
yeah.
Anyway, that's not out. Yeah, it's a good topic, but I mean, we're more concentrated on what, guys? Australia, our country.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, that's what we got to be concentrated on. And I did go back in with Colonel Towner actually this morning, and they were pretty stoked to see me. Actually, I haven't been on any spaces or anything, guys, for about 6 months. I've been staying away from the Wi-Fi, like I told you. But anyway, I'm getting a lot better. So I got on this morning and had a chat with Colonel Towner, and I think we'll get her on pretty soon to do a show. And so we all know the background of the whole world movement, which is Project Gladio, right? That was brought in after the war. And South America, it was Operation Condor. But same thing, guys. Just how they left mercenary groups in each country, and it's a really good story of how we got to where we are now. Anyway,
all right, we've been taken out by Cliff Edge, my new favourite band. Who's protecting us?
No, hang on. We got a vote on here, and I flogged it.
Oh, that's right. Oh, okay.
No, I don't give the numbers.
Okay, now I'm just going to look at Matilda TV, and sorry, Caz, we'll play yours Monday night.
Oh, okay.
92%. I won't say much, but anyway. We just had a little bit of comment. That's 50 at me too, Caz. But anyway.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I don't mind this one. This is pretty good, but.
So we had a little thing going on over in the Matilda thing, Frank, for him to vote about who's our trailer on it, either Dave or Caz. So and
not knowing the song.
Yeah, not knowing the songs. No one knows the things, but,
surprise. So
anyway, I won it. Caz had a great song. I have listened to it, but I've won it on popular demand tonight. So, Frank, if you want to do Caz's job for a minute, Frank, if you'd like to say something, get her or close the show and have a great weekend, Caz.
Oh, look, I just want everyone to enjoy their weekend, and if there's anything going on in your local community, get out there, and I'm always happy to help anyway, you guys. So, yeah, that's it for me, Dave, brother.
Thanks for dropping in, Frank. Legend, mate.
No worries.
So, again, guys, we've shown you a lot of stuff that's going on, all right? And at the bottom of our hearts, as much as this is about my family, my future generations, etc., it's all about what? The children, okay? And that's what it's about, guys. And what we're seeing is the infiltration into our schools and stuff like that. Okay, so that's where I, just thought, you all know this track, you know what I mean? But this is a really good thing. I think it's from the Netherlands or Norway or somewhere, all right? And it's a bundle of people. And I just wanted to show unity this week, because everyone's a little bit rattled about this and that. And what can be done with 600 odd people when they all beat to the same drum. So, yes.
And on that note, we actually have our internet back up and running now, Caz.
Oh, you're kidding.
So long as you don't do a show. You'll have what you like.
Yeah. Everyone have a great weekend, guys. Get out and do what you got to do.